Hello friends! Today you're coming inside the farmhouse with me so that we can talk about the fact that I'm planning on having this baby here at home on the farm. I get a whole lot of questions about prenatal care when you're doing a home birth, how it's different and how we're preparing, what do you even need? And I get it, I get the curiosity because this is all new for me too. I've had two other babies. They were in a hospital with medication. So there is a lot that I didn't know as far as preparation. I mean, I knew that I wanted to have a baby at home. That was like a given, but this was a big learning curve for me too, and it's all very fun and exciting. So super excited to share this with you because I get a lot of questions about it. So even though this isn't specifically like me hanging out with some donkeys, I think there's a lot of you here that will be curious about how this is gonna go. I'm really just kind of talking pragmatics today, like what do we actually need? How are we setting up the space? That kind of thing. Because home birth is so personal to, you know, what kind of a birth team you're gonna have, where you wanna do it, what your birth plan is, just all of the things. And of course I can't go into all of that or speak for everybody. So I'm just gonna cover how we're preparing, where we're planning on having the baby, and I'll just show you. Really, it's kind of just fun information for anybody that is curious about home birth, if you're pregnant and wanting to plan one, if you want to get pregnant and maybe have a home birth. Hopefully this will give you a little bit of insight. Hopefully you can feel and see my excitement. It's gonna be all good. It's all an adventure. Now, like I mentioned, I've had two other babies. You've seen them, my little boys that run around. They were both in the hospital. They were both medicated. So there's a whole lot of anticipation and excitement around this birth because it's me doing this in a way that I have never done it before. And so our family, yeah, thinks we're crazy. Most of our friends, yeah, think we're crazy. But I think what's important is when you know personally what's best for you and when you have a good support system of people that you can talk to about it, it makes all the difference in the world. We have a really cool community of women where I live. A lot of my friends and a lot of those women have home births, have had multiple home births. I also listen to a podcast about home birth. I also read lots of birth stories, positive home birth stories. These are very important. You'll find it doesn't matter where you have a baby, you say you're pregnant and everybody's like raring to tell you their traumatic birth story. And I think it's therapeutic for them, but sometimes we don't think about things that we're saying to expectant mothers, and home birth can be very triggering for people. So if this is not for you, feel free to just move right past this episode because we are big supporters of home birth, of natural physiological birth here, and I'm really excited about it. Today, I am 38 weeks and 4 days pregnant. Here's the belly. I'm sitting on a birth ball in case you're wondering what I'm doing. I'm trying to get it under me. We are creeping ever closer to this baby's due date, which is in just over a week. Now, know that due dates are guess dates. We don't really know when the baby's gonna come. A lot of times women don't go into labor on their due date. For me, I usually stay pregnant right up until my due date. My second baby came a few days early. And so we're creeping really close to 39 weeks. And really this baby can come anytime. Anytime after 37 weeks, a woman is considered full term. So baby really could come anytime, but I'm not ready. I'm like staying there a little bit longer. Preparation is key. And that's what I'm about to show you. Preparation for the things I'm gonna show you, but preparation in here is really, really, really important. And so that's where I'm going to go back to all of the positive home birth stories, the visualization, the mental imagery, talking with your birth partner, birth partners if there's more than one, having a cohesive plan with people who are invited into your birth space. So important. Let me just show you what this is going to look like for us. All right, so this is our downstairs room that has a bathroom attached. We'll go in there in just a minute. And this is the space we're setting up to have the baby. This is where my office space kind of is that we just started setting up, but I wanted to paint in here and do some other things. We're just not gonna have time before this baby comes. And it's just one less thing on the to-do list. It's just honestly not that important. Anyway, so this is it. Okay, this bed is actually a Murphy bed. You can see where it goes up on the wall. So I've got that pulled down. We're gonna cover the bed in a minute. This space here in front of the bed, right here, is where my birth pool will be. It is currently tucked away in the shower. You'll see that in just a moment. Hiding from my toddlers who think that they should be able to play in it every day. So for this room, we have just really decluttered as much as possible. We've got the bed pulled down and set up, and then we'll have the birth pool set up too whenever we know that I'm for sure in labor. So let's go in the bathroom. Now there's a bunch of supplies in here. I'm gonna show you those in a minute. But this is where the birth pool is hiding. Not that the toddlers can't see it here, but it's just not on the ground for them to mess with. Now, the other thing you can kind of see like grab bars in there. One of the previous owners of this farmhouse was in a wheelchair. So this is like a roll-in shower with tons of grab bars, which is actually kind of really awesome for labor, especially if you have back labor. The hot water from the shower can feel really good. And I'll have grab bars to hang on to. I will say that with my other two babies, I had back labor both times. So I'm just ready for it this time around. Now, I showed you where the pool's gonna be in the room. This tarp is a clean sanitary tarp we just bought. My husband was like, oh, I've got one in the barn. My midwife's like, no, you need a clean tarp to go underneath the pool and to cover, that's gonna be in here, and to cover like the rug, just in case, you know, my water breaks, water spills from the birth pool, things like that. The floor is covered. Hello. Now, if this birth is anything like the other two, I do plan on having the baby in the birth pool, but am also open to wherever this birth leads me, whether that's in the shower or in the bed. And there are specific ways that you get those places set up too. So let's go show you the bed. In fact, I'm gonna show you me setting up the bed because I got ahead far enough to record that for you. Here it is. So essentially it's like a sheet sandwich. Let me just show you. You can hear the plastic from the mattress protector. Oh, I've got it here. So here's my mattress, right? I've got the tight fitting sheet and a regular flat sheet. And these are the sheets that I'll be in after a baby comes when I get back in bed to snuggle. So on top of those, to protect the clean sheet, is the plastic mattress protector. Lots of fluids in birth, right? Especially if your water breaks. So it needs to sound like plastic, like wouldn't do like the soft cloth mattress protectors, just cover yourself. And then if you have like an old sheet or a cheap sheet, you're gonna put that on top. So in case this is where essentially I would labor, if my water breaks, if the baby comes on the bed, if there's birth fluids on the bed, whatever, they can pull this off, they can pull this off and chunk it when all is said and done. And then I've got clean sheets already on the bed underneath, ready for me to get into bed once baby does arrive. Now I don't have like the comforter or anything on the bed yet, but I imagine I'll have like a flat sheet also in case like I want my legs covered or something if I am laboring in the bed. But I imagine I'll be moving around probably too much to just be like snuggled up. And I've got a couple of pillows on the bed, but we'll definitely add more so that if I need more support or cushion. And then I would also have my husband to lean back on or to help support depending on what positions I'm gonna be in. Oh, the other thing I wanna show you. My husband put up some soft lighting around the bed. For my other two babies, I labored at night, and you just don't want like glaring light beating down on you. So we have soft lighting around the bed for when I labor there. And then we're also putting up soft lighting like in this area around the window, and I think probably up the ceiling and around for where the birth pool is going to be set up here. Supplies. I'm such a list girl. Give me a list and I'm on it, and it gives me like some semblance of control in the situation. Now, really quick though, before I show you supplies, people ask me how to fill up the birth tub. Water hose. There's an attachment to your shower head that will connect to a hose, and then obviously you saw how close the bathroom is, and the hose will just snake out into the tub, and then you pump in water that way. You also use the hose to pump water out. So we can either pump it back into the shower when it's time to drain it, or we can just like, to be honest with you, pump it right out the window. I mean, who cares really? A water hose, for those who are wondering. A clean one, by the way. Also my husband being like, we've got lots of water hoses out there. Sanitary, you guys, sanitary, even if we're at home. Okay, let's talk about supplies. Now, this is not everything that a person could ever need in the history of giving birth, so please don't like watch this video and be like, I can give birth all by myself at home now as long as I have these things with me. Not what I'm saying. I'm saying these are things that I was told to acquire into my birth space to prepare for birth. That's all this is. Don't get crazy. Bowls, I don't know. She said I have 2 bowls, plastic, metal, doesn't matter. Clean, sanitary, washed. One of them I know is for a placenta. The other one, didn't ask. Might not want to know. So many towels. Like these are the large 8 to 12 large towels is on my list. Now I didn't want to go buy brand new towels to just like throw away. So it was like, if you have old towels at home, if you can go to the thrift store and buy old towels and wash them. These are collecting body fluids. Do you really want to worry about washing them and sanitizing them afterwards? Like towels that you're like cool just throwing away. So luckily one of my friends had a like cabinet full of old towels she didn't really need anymore, and I had a couple here at home, so we didn't even really have to buy any, which is always my favorite too. Swaddles for the baby. This isn't all of them, but having a stack of just like warm swaddles that you are able to like clean them off with or use for different things after baby comes out. So we have a stack of these ready to go. I gotta go check on the dog heating pad for me, or for warming up swaddles on a cookie sheet. Trash can, if you're a puker. Bought a new trash can for puking into for labor. My husband thinks it's hilarious. We were at Walmart. This is a picture of him being embarrassing. He's like, I really think that you need a better trash can. For both of my other labors, as soon as I'm in active labor, I puke with every contraction. It's kind of awful, but I also just know to expect that it's probably gonna happen. We got a new trash can for me to puke into. Within this trash can, we have garbage bags, large garbage bags for no explanation needed there. Trash. We have not sanitary wipes, disinfecting wipes. There we go. I don't use harsh chemicals in my house, but I'm gonna make the exception for this situation. And a whole bunch of washcloths for various reasons that we might need them. I don't know. Ooh, here's a good one. This is very important for mothers. This is a postpartum basket. I make a basket for each of my bathroom spaces that I know that I'm gonna be in after having a baby. And I'll show you a couple of things that I've put in here. This is compiled from my own experience and research, but this is a good thing for all expecting mothers to do. If you're having a baby, just have this ready to go in your bathroom. They will tell you to do like old stretchy underwear and pads. I'm telling you, the disposable underwear is where it's at. Got some of these in here. There's disposable underwear. There's also, this is a very hilarious conversation to be having if there's men watching this. Depends, like literally, you can go find your size and depends. The first couple of weeks after you have a baby, there are a lot of things coming out of your body. Just put on a depends, throw it in the trash, call it good. These are amazing, whether you're having a hospital birth or not. Hospital will just give you like a regular squirt bottle. This is way better for bathroom use afterwards. I also have pads to put in the disposable underwear. This came, I did not use these before, this came in the Frida Mom postpartum kit that somebody got me, and they're maxi pads. Because there's gonna be swelling down there. I hate to tell you, if you didn't know that, now you do. Oh, this was interesting. I use like a cold spray for my other two babies, but this also came in the postpartum kit, and it's like a healing foam. I don't know if I'm supposed to say brands or not. I'm not like an affiliate, but anyway, this is a healing foam that you're supposed to use every time you go to the bathroom, especially I think if you have tearing or some kind of trauma down there after having the baby, which who doesn't, then I imagine that would feel really nice. Tux wipes are what I've always used after having a baby, but again, this brand and the kit that was bought for me has, they call them cooling pad liners, but it's essentially medicated witch hazel pads that go in your underwear. And again, it helps promote healing and it also feels really good too. I think that covers the girl stuff for now. And the other thing I have ready for this home birth is my newborn basket for downstairs. So my kids' room is actually upstairs. All of the baby stuff, the changing table, all of those things are upstairs. This is to keep downstairs so I don't have to hike up the stairs for diaper changes every time. So I have had this basket thing from somebody since my first baby, and I use the heck out of it every time. Things that I have in here are newborn diapers. We actually cloth diaper primarily, but when they're brand spanking new, the first couple of days I do just use regular disposable diapers. Wipes, same thing. I make cloth wipes usually, but first couple of days, actually we'll still primarily use cloth wipes. They're just gentler and I just use hot water and coconut oil for them, but I just keep disposable wipes too, just in case we need them. I have some burp cloths in here, just piled in. We use a Snuggle Me sleeping pillow, and so I have an extra cover for that in case of baby peeing out of their diaper or something and getting the cover that's on the pillow they're in wet. And then I have swaddles, just soft, comfy blankets to wrap them up in to snuggle. I have a couple of outfits. We don't know if baby is boy or girl. Here's a hot tip for you, but I really like the newborn gowns when they're brand spanking new, because you're changing their diaper all the time and all times of the night. So you tie, this is the bottom, so see how it's just split? It's basically like a really long dress for them. And then you just tie this at the bottom to like keep them warm. It's like a wearable blanket essentially. But then you just untie it, pull it up, change the diaper, pull it back down, and you're not dealing with zippers or buttons or anything. This is really stretchy. So if it gets dirty, you can pull it off their shoulders instead of pulling it off over their head, whatever you want to do. So I have a couple of these in this basket, but I also have just a regular zipper onesie too. How cute is that? So gender neutral colors for now. Of course, I have two boys, so I have all the boy colors in the world. If it's a little girl, I am excited to go shopping. Thermometer. Now the no-touch thermometers are fine too, but I have heard that they don't work as well, and when you have a newborn, the doctor's going to tell you to do a rectal thermometer, a rectal temperature anyway, because they're the most accurate. So just have one of those in your newborn basket ready to go. Got some cute little socks in here, cute little mittens in here, and I think that's it for new baby. A little bit of diaper cream if we needed it, but I don't usually use that on my children either. Cloth wipes are amazing. You can get like a pack of 12 on Amazon for a couple of bucks, and then it's literally just hot water and coconut oil. Wash them with your cloth diapers, and they're reusable. And I'm telling you, neither one of my children can probably count on one hand for both of them how many times they ever had a diaper rash. It's just a great way to do it. Okay, I think that covers the supplies of things that I just have ready to go. Other things to have prepped at home, whether you're having a home birth or not, would be freezer meals that are ready to just be heated up, tons and tons of snacks. I'll probably have a snack bin in here, and I would also say to have snacks on hand if you can eat when you're in labor. It's good to keep your energy up. So, but like soft, easy things to eat, like yogurt, gummies, things that athletes use, like those energy shots. I'm not talking about like Red Bull energy shots. I mean like the ones that like marathon runners take on their races with them. What do you always hear about birth? Birth is a marathon, so just be ready for it. Plan for your kids. If you've got kids and you're trying to have a home birth, do you want them involved? Do you not want them involved? If you don't, what's your plan whenever you go into labor? And in case of an emergency, you need to have a hospital bag packed. That is on my to-do list today, actually. So I'll pack a bag for me, for the new baby, for my husband, and just have that on hand in case of an emergency where we might need to be transferred to the hospital. That's always a possibility. You've got a bag ready to go. All right, I think we got it covered. So I'm gonna let you guys go. I will say that for those asking if I'm ready, I don't know. I think I will be 100% ready when I'm in labor. That I can for sure tell you. This time around, this third pregnancy of mine, I've had some false labor overnight, which was terrifying and made me get my postpartum kits and my newborn basket together quick, lickety split. But it was just false labor. I've also had more cramping and contractions than I have with previous pregnancies. But again, I think it's just a third baby situation. I also work on a farm. I work at a nonprofit ranch, horse ranch down the street. I'm extremely active from the time I wake up to the time I go to bed. I've got 2 toddlers that I chase around most of the day. And I think it's just my body's way of compensating and expressing its dislike sometimes for my activity levels. This time around, I have a very talkative uterus, according to my midwife, but it's all an adventure. And of course, I'm on my feet a lot. So there are days that I'm like, I just gotta go sit down. And I will tell you that really since last week, I'm making it a very important priority to just slow the heck down, to journal, to really spend time with my kids as a family of 4, to rest as much as I can. Those things are just as important as the other preparation stuff we just talked about. You really got to take care of yourself. I do hope that answers any burning questions that you might have had about home birth preparation, where I'm doing it, what kind of stuff I need. And remember that I have a whole birth team that's coming to help me have this baby at home. But again, birth is such a personalized choice that I think you just have to do what's best for your family and not judge yourself against what other people do. Let me know what other questions you might have in the comments below, or even what else you might like to see as we get ready for our newest little one to arrive. So like and subscribe while you're here, especially so you don't miss our birth story episode that will be here as soon as baby arrives. We are having a birth photographer. It's gonna be awesome. And you definitely don't wanna miss a farmhouse birth story, let me tell you. I was kind of wondering if we can incorporate the donkeys, but I don't think we can. Anyway, see you next week.